How to remove the radio on a Ford Fusion. This one here, I believe they call it the second or third generation from the 2012 or newer Ford Fusion. This should be similar with the, I believe it's the Ford Edge if it's got that 8-inch display here. The tools you need is a flathead screwdriver or a door panel tool remover, and I believe a 8 or a 7 maybe or 6 millimeter socket. So what you want to go ahead and do, what I did, I was able to get mine off by hand, so I just kind of pried on the little trim panel along the side. Same thing with here, I just kind of grab it and pull it. You want to be gentle, obviously, because it's real cheap, thin. I guess it's maybe wood or cardboard, I'm not for sure exactly what it's made out of. Plastic, maybe. So you want to be careful not to break the whole thing off. I just got it off just enough so I can get this loose. So after that, what I just did, kind of started from here and grabbed on it. I've already got it all unclipped. We might need to take the screwdriver. I got something that is about that size here for me to just kind of wedge between the dash and the trim panel and just lightly pry up onto it, or unless you can get your fingers along it while pulling it up. Like I said, be careful with this one also, because all it is just a real thin plastic piece. You can look to see how thin it is. So you just kind of work your way around. I like to start from here and pull this out and just work your way around here to get it off. Like I said, you want to be careful with it because all it is just a really thin plastic piece. After you get that off, you got some couple bolts. I believe it's 2 bolts it is. That is the 7 millimeter. I have confirmed that. And you'll have one here and one over here. And just kind of looking around here, I'm not seeing any more bolts. So basically, what you see right here, it's just one of those ball pin type of retaining thing, kind of similar to what this is here. It's just like a ball that kind of locks it in place, so you'll have to take a pry tool, or if you can reach your hand behind and give it a good firm pull and snap it out of its place. After you get the 2 bolts off, just kind of, I like to grab from the bottom, give it kind of a little pull, and just kind of work your way on each side just to get it out of place. Alright, after you get it off, like I said, you'll have some tabs along here. And you got that one little ball pin type of clip on each side. So what I kind of did, gave it a good firm pull down here, enough to get it where it broken off here. Just kind of pulled it along here because you'll have the, I believe it's 3 clips that's held on the top. And you want to be careful too if you're going to use a screwdriver and pry on it, because you don't want to tear up the screen here or damage it at all. So after you do that, all you just got to do is kind of pull it out just like so. Then you have 2 wiring harness. This one here is just a push pin type. You just push it in and you just wiggle it loose. And this one here is another one too. You just push it in while pulling it out. And off it goes. Then you'll have 4 screws that's holding the screen in place with the apim that is behind it, mounted onto it. So what you want to go and do is remove those 4 screws. After you remove the screws, you can go and pull it out. I would be careful not to add too much pressure on the screen and damage it. So I just kind of grab either from the back of it or the side and just kind of wiggle around until it drops out of place. Just like so. And after you do that, go ahead and kind of tilt it downwards and you'll have connectors. Just like so. Mine is the newer version. This is a 17 Fusion, so it's got the newer apim on it. Well, I guess they call it the Sync 2. It's got something similar, but it's a little bit different kind of a shape of it on it. What I'm wanting to do, I'm looking at the part number here because I'm going to try to upgrade mine to a navigation, so I'll make sure, take some pictures of it and make sure everything all matches up so I can upgrade to one with the navigation on it. So to remove that, all you just gotta do is push the little pin thing, little black pin right here in, while pulling the gray lever out. Then it's here, you just want to pull that out This one here, I added a different GPS thingy here, or compass, I guess, whatever you want to call it, for the position sensor, which that came off my old car, because I was trying to do something to see if it made sure it works. That's what I just had to do, is unplug it here. And this one here, you'll have a tab that you want to push in while pulling out of it. Then out it goes. So the only connector you got to remove is this one here, this one, and the GPS module here. Then out it goes. Now if you want to replace this apim here, like I said, I would be careful not to lay this on something hard. I'm laying on this leather armrest here, and you'll have the Phillips head screws back here. I believe that's all I see. You will have to disconnect this, which is a little tab right here. Pull it off. That's for the touch screen. Then out this goes. Put in your new one. And just kind of vice versa. Go and screw it in place. You may, if you're upgrading like I will, I may need to get this programmed to the dealership to match the VIN number. Well, I heard it may not work the right way, so I'll figure out once when I get the new module on if I need to reprogram it for the VIN number or not. Put the part number you want to match up. It'll be right here. So if you just if this went bad and just replacing with the same one, that's all you gotta just do. Look for the HS and the 14 and so on. That's your part number here. But the only thing I need to look up for is just that middle one here and find one with the navigation system on it, which is just all it is programmed onto the module itself here. Nothing major on it like on the other vehicle 16 Fusion. You have to have the SD card. This one here is just programmed into the module. So let's go and put it back in the vehicle. It's basically vice versa. Don't damage the screen on it, just kind of hold it in place while adding your connectors onto it. Once when you start plugging it in, you will see it make noise and hear it light up. All it just is just kind of booting up basically. I have to get it all connected. All I just gotta do is just put it back in place. You got the pin here and the pin here. There's two holes, and all that does is just kind of basically line it up where how it's just sitting there. Therefore you can just go ahead and put your 4 screws in. So after you do that, go ahead and put your screws in place. Tighten it down. You don't need to go crazy tight, but just snug. Once you get your 4 screws in, you're ready to put the bezel back in place. Don't forget to clip it back where they belong. Plug it back in, and just make sure you're lined up on the clips at the right holes that they're at. Once when you get them lined up, just go ahead and give it a good firm push on all sides of it without smashing the screen. Give it a good firm push, make sure it's all intact. Then you're ready to go ahead and put your 2 screws into its place. Alright, after you get that all screwed in and pushed in, you're ready to go ahead and put your little bezel piece back on. Now what you want to make sure you do again is line it up in place and go ahead and just give it a good firm pull around, push around it. Make sure this piece here is lined up, kind of tucked underneath of the center console. So you just want to kind of work it in there so you can get to push in there. And just go and push it in all the way around. After you get that all pushed in place, just go ahead and push the side trim panels back into place. Just like so. And you can go ahead and get a test. I don't have the car on, but if you push the power button, if you wait for a little bit, you'll see that the Ford logo pops up. And you hear that's playing some music here. I don't know, camera's making it look like it's flickering, but it's not. Then you see everything's working out for me. I can change the channel and so on. So I hope this video helps you out. Thanks for watching.